Song Teng Kun.
Question 21, sir.
Mr. Speaker, HDB requires new flat buyers to pay a down payment of 10% or 20% of the flat price when they sign the agreement for lease within 4 months of booking a flat to ensure that applicants are financially ready to commit to the flat purchase. The balance flat price is then payable when they collect the keys. Deferred down payment is a specific scheme for seniors, and it's meant to facilitate the right-sizing process. Specifically, elderly flat owners aged 55 years and above who are buying an uncompleted 2-room flexi or 3-room flat from HDB may apply for this deferred down payment scheme. So it's really meant for seniors to facilitate right-sizing. Separately, HDB also has a staggered down payment scheme where flat buyers are required to pay half of the down payment when they sign the agreement for lease and pay the other half together with the balance purchase price at key collection. This staggered down payment scheme is available to first-timer young couples below the age of 30. They can qualify for such a scheme when they buy any flat type from the HDBs, including 4-room and 5-room flat types. The staggered down payment scheme is also available to flat owners who are right-sizing to a 2-room flexi or a 3-room flat in non-mature estates, regardless of the age of the flat owner. Home seekers should continue to exercise financial prudence and buy a flat within their means. And for those who face difficulties with the down payment, HDB can provide assistance, again, on a case-by-case basis.
Ms. Ong.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank the Minister for the staggered down payment scheme. It's good to know that there's such a scheme to help young homeowners. My question is, if the down payment is a form of credit protection, what is the purpose of the down payment? If it's a form of credit protection to ensure that the flat owner doesn't renege on his transaction, then would it be right to say that if he already has equity in his existing flat and HDB has control over the process of the sale of his existing flat and the purchase of his new flat, HDB has control over all these things, would it be correct to say that his equity in his existing flat is sufficient down payment and sufficient credit protection for down payment for his new flat?
Mr. Speaker, I'm afraid I lost the member there. Was the member asking a specific question again?
Yes, why do you need a down payment?
So the member is asking whether we need a down payment to begin with.
Yes.
Zero down payment for all purchases of HDB flats.
Ms. Ong.
Thank you, Speaker. No, Minister, I was referring to specific cases where there is an existing flat and the homeowner is moving to another flat, and HDB has control over both flats. And why do you need a down payment in such cases?
Mr. Speaker, so long as I think the flat owner, regardless of whether they are new first-timers or existing flat owners, when they would like to make a purchase of a new flat, I think the down payment is an indication of commitment and the indication that the person is seriously making a commitment to purchase a flat. Because if they were to simply put in a free option and then renege on that option later on, they are in fact depriving other potential flat buyers from purchasing that flat. It will be an opportunity cost. So we do want a down payment policy, and we want potential flat buyers to take the purchase of their flat seriously. But as I mentioned earlier, we do have a staggered down payment scheme to help both young couples as well as flat owners of all ages who are right-sizing. So those are specific instances where we allow for staggered down payment. And if there are other flat buyers who have difficulties, they can approach HDB and we can help them on a case-by-case basis.